You want to play Kartal? No, I don't want to play Kartal. You playing nothing now? Not like a song. You play, I'm not playing anything. No, please continue. Continue. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari 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 Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivardhari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivardhari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivardhari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivardhari Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana 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 Yamuna Tiravanachari Yamuna Tiravanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Prabhupada Shila Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada जय श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय समवेत भक्तवृंद की जय Today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 25, verse number 28. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 R देवहूति उवाच
देवहूति उवाच
कच्चित्त्वयुचित
कच्चित्त्वयुचिता भक्तिः
कीदृशी मम गोचर
कीदृशी मम गोचरा
यया पदं ते निर्वाणम् यया पदं ते निर्वाणम्
यया पदं ते निर्वाणम्
अंजसा नवस्न अंजसानस्वन अहम्
अंजसा अनवास्नवाय
अंजसानवस्नव अहम्
अंजसा अनवास्नवाय अहम्
देवहूति उवाच
देवहूति उवाच
कच्चित्त्वयोचित
कच्चित्ता भक्तिः
कीदृशी मम गोचर
कीदृशी मम गोचरा
यया पदं ते निर्वाणम्
यया पदं ते निर्वाणम्
अंजसा नवस्व अहम्
अंजसा अनवास्नवाय अहम्
We'll read word to word translation. Devahuti Vacha.
देवहूति उवाच
Devahuti said,
देवहूति said
Kachit,
कच्चित्
what?
what
Tvai,
Tvai,
unto you.
unto you
Uchita,
Uchita
proper.
proper
Bhakti,
bhakti
devotional service.
devotional service
Kidrashi,
कीदृशी
what kind?
what kind
Mama,
मम
by me.
by me
Gochara,
गोचरा
fit to be practiced.
fit to be practiced
Yaya,
यया
by which.
by which
Padam,
padam
feet.
feet
Te,
te
your.
your
Nirvanam,
nirvana
liberation.
liberation
Anjasa,
anjasa
immediately.
immediately
Anvasnavi,
anvasnavai
Anvasnavai, shall attain.
attain
Aham, I.
I
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. On hearing this statement of the Lord, Devahuti inquired, what kind of devotional service is worth developing and practicing to help me easily and immediately attain the devotional service of your lotus feet? Purport. It is stated in Bhagavad Gita that no one is barred from rendering service to the Lord, whether one is a woman or a laborer or a merchant. If he engages himself in the devotional service of the Lord, he is promoted to the highest perfectional stage and goes back to Godhead. The devotional service most suitable for different type of devotees is determined and fixed by the mercy of the spiritual master. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshulunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kalamayam Dadati Sapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vishnu Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Shri Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancakalpatarubheshya Kripa Sindhu Bhaivacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कुम करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातुं वन्दे श्री विरोधिनतारिणं पद्मानन्दं श्री चैतन्य श्री हरे Hare Krishna. Today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter 3, canto 3, chapter 25 and 28. I'm reading translation again. On hearing this statement of the Lord, Devahuti inquired what kind of devotional service is worth developing and practicing to help me easily and immediately attain the service of the lotus feet. Seeking blessing from all the devotees. Hare Krishna. So when I read this when I read this verse and the translation, immediately thought came in my mind when like this is exactly this verse is exactly relating to the to Arjuna when he was asking when he gave so many so when he in the first chapter and second by second chapter till 2.6 he was telling Krishna that if he fights this will happen, that will happen, or there will be a contamination in this world, and then there will be no good progeny. And then at the verse 2.7 he said karpanya dosha pahata, that verse where he Arjuna surrendered himself to Supreme Lord, and he submissively surrendered and asked and told Supreme Lord that no, I am surrendering unto you. Please tell me what is good for me and what should I do. So and so this this is where devotional service starts. One should go and surrender to Supreme Personality of Godhead. We were discussing in a brahmachari class in last few days ago that in there is always a debate whether one should attain perfection by himself or one should attain perfection under Supreme Personality of under spiritual master. How can how like there is a debate in some sampradaya. So but then then the thought came, is there anyone who have attained self realization by himself without going through without approaching through spiritual master? That thought came, but then when we go to the shastra, it, it is always said, Krishna himself says, and all the senior acharyas and everybody says that one can attain perfection only if they go through Guru. Krishna himself says that you can approach me through my servant. You cannot approach me directly. So how and Krishna says that even Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he said that Guru is considered equal to Krishna, but Guru himself not think he is equal to Krishna, but for the disciple, Guru is sometimes greater than Krishna. If we have to choose between Guru and Krishna, if some circumstance come like that, if we have to choose between Guru and Krishna, we should always be in a position and we should choosing Guru will always take us to Krishna anyway. So so that some thought came when there were discussion between whether somebody should approach Supreme Personality of Lord by his own sadhana or by the help of Guru. So always we have to approach by the help of the Guru. Why? And an intelligent person will always approach with the Guru. Why somebody wants to approach by themselves? If they are for we have so many examples. For example, if we do by ourselves, we don't have anyone to guide us. We will do so much speculation. And for example, there for worshipping Krishna, there are certain rules and regulations. If we do it by ourselves, that means either that person is on the Raganuga Bhakti, who can be very spontaneous, or that person is stupid. Because if a person is in Raganuga Bhakti, that means he has already been already being guided by someone to attain that position. Because to be at Raganuga stage, we have to follow Vaidhi. And what is Vaidhi? Vaidhi means we have to follow instructions. And whose instructions? Instructions given by Krishna. And how we'll know what instructions are given by Krishna? There should be someone to tell us that what are the instructions given by Krishna. And who will be that person to tell us? That will be our spiritual master. And that will be either spiritual, not either, that will be only spiritual master. Spiritual masters can be two types. One is Diksha Guru and Siksha Guru. So we have to take instruction and only then only will come to know what Krishna wants and how Krishna is. Because if we take a material example, if we want to approach a prime minister, then we cannot go and approach him directly, because we don't know what prime minister. We might see him as one personality, but we don't know what he actually likes, what he actually dislikes, what kind of politics he likes, what kind of what he actually don't like. So questions that what kind of food he likes, what kind of what will be his mood when he wants to meet some person, what is his liking, what kind of what kind of music he likes, what kind of ambience he likes. So all the details we can ask secretary, and secretary will give us answer, and it is easy to approach to secretary. So in the similar way, spiritual master is a secretary of Krishna. And not only just secretary, very close secretary. And Krishna sometimes becomes servant of spiritual master also. So that is the power of spiritual master. And in that way we uh, approach spiritual master, and very humbly, in submissive way, if we take instruction from spiritual master, we will know, we will have we will we will get the most secret knowledge. Like we sing in Shri Guru Charana Padma, that Divya Gan Hriday Prakashito. So that Divya Gyan we can only come if we are approaching a guru with submissive way. Just not like uh, there is a good example in Srimad Bhagavatam. Again, if we come to Chitraketu Maharaj pastime, the Chitraketu Maharaj pastime can give us so many instructions. If we read that pastime very carefully, it is not just like oh, he was fully mad behind getting a son, and then once he got son, and after his son died, he got renunciate, and then he got Krishna bhakti. It is not just that one episode, but if you read Chitraketu Maharaj pastime in detail, you will have all the answers. For example, now coming to our question here. So with how should we approach spiritual master? If we approach in submissive mood, then only we can get the information. But if we just approach, will not information in the sense, not just information, we'll get the Divya Gyan, we'll get knowledge of Krishna. But if we just approach for the sake of asking any some question, or for the sake of just as a fashion to put everybody's having a spiritual master, let me have a spiritual master. If that is our mood, if that is our consciousness, then there is a high chance that we might waste this golden opportunity. So when we see the Chitraketu Maharaj example, when Angira Muni came to Chitraketu Maharaj first time, Angira Muni, Chitraketu Maharaj was very pious king. In his rule, in his kingdom, nobody was unhappy except one person, Chitraketu Maharaj himself, because he had a desire of having a son, and which is very legitimate desire for a ruler in Satyuga time. Because Chitraketu Maharaj wanted in Satyuga time, a king should have a son so that that son can take his kingdom forward, his lineage forward. So that was a very legitimate and religious um desire. It was not against the Shastra. So, but since he was not having son, he was very much distressed and he was very much upset and he was very much sad. So when Angira Muni know about Chitraketu Maharaj and Angira Muni wanted to deliver Chitraketu Maharaj, so he came to Chitraketu Maharaj and he came for the intention of delivering Chitraketu Maharaj from the existence of this material world by giving him this secret knowledge. But when Angira Muni came, Chitraketu Maharaj, because he had a desire, deep desire in his heart, when Angira Muni started speaking, please ask me what you want to ask. So Chitraketu Maharaj did not realize that Angira Muni Jai Shri Shri Radha Gopi Jana Vallabha Nithai Patita Jagat Guru Shila Prabhupada Ki Jai. So Chitraketu Maharaj did not realize that Angira Muni is a, is a sage equal to is a sage who can deliver anyone in this material world out of who can out of this material world and from the clutches of Maya, and who can give Krishna prema very quickly. But because of his desires, he wanted to fulfill that desire. And then when Angira Muni asked Chitraketu Maharaj to ask, I ask whatever you want to ask, he asked for a son. So since he did not ask for self-realization, Chitraketu Maharaj, he could have given him self-realization, but he did not. He gave whatever Angira Muni could have given Chitraketu Maharaj self-realization, but he gave only whatever Chitraketu Maharaj asked. So here, when Devahuti, Mother Devahuti is inquiring what kind of devotional service is worth developing and practicing to help me easily and immediately attain the service of the lotus feet of Krishna, here Mother Devahuti is asking very relevant question and very intelligent question. She did not ask for again because she have went through that in previous chapters we have seen that she was lamenting when Kardam Muni has left her, that she have wasted her life in only sense enjoyment. She, even though Devahuti was son of Mahajan Swambhu Manu, she was already she already got the knowledge for that is that for sure, because Swambhu Manu, if we see the lifestyle of Swambhu Manu, his only aim was to please Krishna in by all his activities. His only aim was that to please Krishna. And Devahuti, Mother Devahuti was associating Swambhu Manu from her childhood, and and in previous verses, Kapila Muni said, "What is the power of association? Even if you have have a tinge of sense, not just tinge. If you have a mountain of a desire of sense gratification, if you associate with a sadhu, that desire will be eliminated without your knowledge, which is otherwise very difficult to go, because we see all the materialists who come to temple only for the sake of fulfilling their material desire. For them, if we ask, I speak with many devotees coming. So once I asked one devotee, please, he just live nearby. So I asked him, please come. You have good opportunity to associate with devotees here on Sunday, and you will get so much spiritual benefit. They were not showing that much interest. But then I wanted to call them by hook or crook. So I told, by spiritual benefit, you will get material benefit because you are connecting with so many managers and so many people. And instantly they were attracted. Oh, managers from Ford and GM also come here. Like that, they started asking. I was like, yeah, managers from Ford and GM will come. But then, so the point here was they that attraction of materialists will go in that way. But if they somehow or other associate with sadhu, their all that mountain of material desire without their knowledge will go away. But if they don't have that association, they keep on associating other people who do not worship uh, Lord, or do not have any kind of association. They will only have three kind of mentalities. Like Yugal Kishore Prabhuji says, three C's: that compare, criticize, and complain. Their comparison nature will increase. They will compare only with other people, saying that, oh, he have a nice job, I have to get that. He has 10. If the person having $1 billion, a materialist sees a person having $10 billion, he will not be happy that, oh, I have $1 billion, but he will be miserable by comparing with that materialist who have $10 billion, and he wants to attain that. But what if once he attain $10 billion, he will get Maya will show him something else which he don't have, and that might be very minimum thing, and he will become miserable just by thinking that, oh, I don't have this, I don't have this, I don't have this. But he have so many other things, he will ignore that. So the nature of material world is to make everyone miserable by and there is nobody can be saved from that. Nobody can be saved. Even devotees, since they are connected with Krishna and they are coming to temple, they are associating with the holy name, they are associating with devotees. Even though they have that misery, even though they are going through some suffering, still, because they are in touch with the holy name, in touch with the association of in touch with devotees, they are they will be blessed. Because they know that Krishna will anyway take care of all their material things. They don't have, like, there are so many stories in Srimad Bhagavatam where they did nobody had to go through go through so much struggle to attain material thing. For example, our Bilba Mangala Thakur, when he was performing a devotional service, that four ladies will come. One that liberation, and that Kam, Krodh, no, sorry, what is that? Artha, Artha, Moksha, Kama, and Dharma, Artha, Kama, and Moksha. These four ladies will come to Bilba Mangala Thakur. But what Bilba Mangala Thakur says, please, you go away from here. Don't ruin my mood just by coming in front of me. I am relishing more happiness from the happiness you can give me. So that is the mood of a devotee. Even though we will go through suffering, but since we are doing devotional service, we get so much happiness, and that suffering will be in under the background, and we will not even realize that when that suffering came and when that suffering has went. Like seasons change, happiness and distress come, and devotees don't even care about that, because without their knowledge it will come and go, but every time they will be in bliss. So so the point here is, when we perform a devotional service, we will get so much happiness. And that, how we'll get this knowledge that, okay, the true happiness in this material world is only by performing devotional service. It's not by just going going behind sense gratification. How we'll get this knowledge? There are four kind of, in Nectar of Instruction, first verse in the purport, Srila Prabhupada says that there are four kind of intelligent person. The first kind of intelligent person is that by hearing, they'll know that, okay, there is nothing in this material world. I have to uh, just be in association of devotees and perform a devotional service to be happy. Then second kind of an intelligent person is, by seeing others, they will become they will realize that, oh, okay, I have seen this materialist, they are not at all happy, and if I do the same thing, then I will also be not happy, because then I should do something different to be happy. And what I should do? Then they see devotees, And when we see devotees, we will know that, okay, see, they are in bliss and they will be happy. If I do the same thing what they are doing, I will be happy. So by seeing one, the person will realize that, oh, there is nothing in this material world. And the third kind of intelligent person is the one who goes through that experience and then realize that, okay, there is so much suffering in this material world. And then the fourth one is, even though they go through experience, they don't realize it. So the so but this is very easy for us to say when I sit here and say that, okay, there are four kind of intelligent person: first, second, third, fourth. I read and I told it. It's very easy, but how we'll realize this knowledge? How to realize that there is nothing in this material world? This realization will come only if somebody takes shelter of devotees. That's it. It's very easy to speak when somebody is hearing, but it's very difficult to do when we have to do the same thing. I'm speaking about myself because it's very easy for me to just speak like a parrot by reading everything, but then to realize this, that spiritual master can give us everything, and we have to approach spiritual master humbly to get this knowledge. Otherwise, if we just go and ask, like now coming to the Chitraketu Maharaj, he was not submissive. He was very much respectful to Angira Muni, but he was submissive to his senses, not submissive to Angira Muni. If he was submissive to Angira Muni, Angira Muni would corrected him at then and there, saying that no, whatever you are asking will lead you to suffering. And actually, Angira Muni told Chitraketu Maharaj, even though he warned Chitraketu Maharaj that keep this son's name as Harsha Shoka, because he will give you happiness and suffering. So, but Chitraketu Maharaj was not at all in that situation to realize what kind of suffering he will go, because he was not submissive. But because he was and then even though Angira Muni he could have given him more knowledge, but because when he saw Chitraketu Maharaj was fully absorbed in the idea of getting a son, he just left. Then later, when Harsha Shoka was killed by other wives of Chitraketu Maharaj, he went through that kind of suffering which he did not even imagine. The same thing will happen with all the materialistic people who have material desires, because they will get very temporary happiness for some time, but all the things will ultimately lead to suffering only. You see, whatever you can put all you can make a list of all the happiness, all the things which you are feeling happy now. I am speaking about myself. If that will for sure give suffering one day or the other, if Krishna is not in the center. For example, if we think that our job is making us happy, for how long? One day it has to go, or voluntarily we have to retire. And then at that point of time, we will not think that how much ever we have enjoyed this job. So let me suffer. Now I don't have a job. Let me suffer in this recession. If it goes, that's okay. I just enjoyed so much, so it doesn't matter to me. But no, that suffering will be so much that whatever we have enjoyed is nothing. It will only lead us. That suffering will only lead us to more suffering. So this is what will happen. It is this is what Srimad Bhagavatam says with so many examples, that if you are behind some material suffering, it will give you very short amount of happiness, but that will lead you to so much suffering. And then that is what happened with Chitraketu Maharaj. Only when the boy was 6 months old, it got killed. And then Chitraketu Maharaj suffering had no bond. Like his happiness had no bond, suffering also did not have any bond. He was just lying down on the floor like like a madman. And he was the ruler of entire universe, but then he was entire world, sorry, not universe. but he was lying on the floor like a madman. And then at that time, Narad Muni and Angira Muni comes, and then they start telling, they start giving the knowledge, saying that why you are crying like this. Anyways, whoever has to come has to go, like that kind of knowledge. But Chitraketu Maharaj was in so much suffering that he did not hear whatever whatever Narad Muni was saying. And then Narad Muni thought, okay, even now he is not hearing, so let me get back his son. And when his son came back and then started speaking, at that time Chitraketu Maharaj came to senses, and after his son departed again, then Chitraketu Maharaj was submissive to Narad Muni, and Narad Muni gave him instruction to chant, gave one mantra, and he chanted, and he attained Sankarshan in 7 days. So this is the power of submission to spiritual master. If we just go for the sake of asking questions and for the sake of just going and like to show our face to spiritual master, we will not get the ultimate benefit which we can get by submission. So we should have that proper mood of humility, and we should have the proper mood of submission to attain this divya gyan. And then there is one more example. I want to finish this class by giving this example. Sanatan Goswami and Rupa Goswami, how they approached Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They were prime minister and finance minister of a Mughal king, and their status was higher than any other in their kingdom. After king comes the prime minister, and after prime minister, finance minister. So they both had the control of kingdom more than the king. And then that kind of status they had, but still, how did they approach uh, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? They put blade of glass in their mouth and they said, "Oh my dear sir, uh, I am suffering in this material world. Please please give me instruction how to come out of this suffering, and please tell me why I am put in this situation of suffering." So even though they were prime minister and finance minister, still they are saying that they are suffering. What kind and other people might, if they see them, they would have they will be thinking that, oh, I want to go in their position because they are enjoying a lot, they have so much happiness. But they themselves are saying to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that we are suffering in this material world, please tell us how to come out of this suffering. And how did they approach it? That is also important. They approach Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with very humble and submissive way. So by this example, we can see that there is no if we want to get some devotional service, we have to approach our spiritual master in very humble way and very submissive way. So that is what Mother Devotee, after reading this purport and translation and purport, it came to I came to the thought came that, okay, so we have to, like here it is said, on hearing this statement. What was the statement Lord Kapila Muni gave previously Lord Kapila Muni told Mother Devotee that by not engaging in the service of the modes of material nature, you will develop Krishna consciousness. So that's what Kapila Muni was saying to Mother Devotee. And then on hearing this statement, Mother Devotee very submissively asked that, please explain me what kind of devotional service is worth for me to practice, and I can practice it easily, and I can immediately serve, get uh, get the service of your lotus feet. So, so this is what I wanted to speak today, whatever I realized from reading this verse. So if I have spoken anything wrong, please excuse me as a ignorant servant, ignorant fool. If you have any questions and comments, please. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Online. Anybody have any questions online?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, and with pranams. Thank you so much for giving such a nice class. emphasizing on the importance of submission towards Guru, asking the right questions, moving on the path. I had a question, Prabhuji. Can you uh, give some insight on how to develop humility? You're always so humble, Prabhuji.
No, Mataji, as I told you, it's very easy to speak when somebody is asking, but I still did not realize, Mataji. But I have heard from many senior devotees that first sign of becoming humble is to not think us as somebody great. If we have that idea that we think that okay, I am greater than someone. For example, if we are doing some service, if we think that oh, I know this service better than anyone else, that means that at that point you are if somebody comes and correct you, you will not be humble at all. You will be like, how can you correct me? I know this service, I am doing this service from very long time. So if we have an attitude of like, I don't know anything, I'm just following instructions, and please correct me if anybody please correct me if I'm doing something wrong, even though if we are doing the same service for years. If we can keep this kind of attitude that I don't know anything, I am only doing the service because I was instructed to do by my spiritual master. For example, we have example of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he meets Ishwara Puri, when he goes to the Brahmanas, Mayavadi Brahmanas, in Banaras, in Varanasi, he just do Harinam Kirtan, and he comes and sit in front of the door of the Brahmanas. So then the Brahmanas, looking at his humility, they come down and they wanted to pick. They asked Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, why you are wasting your time in Harinam, and something like that they will ask. But then what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that my guru has said me. My guru told me that I am a fool number one. I cannot do anything. I can only chant, and he asked me to just chant, so that's why I'm just chanting. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, even though he was a scholar, but how is taking that instruction? He's thinking himself as he don't know anything. He's thinking himself as very low, and in that way he's showing humility, and he's showing us by the example how to be humble. So we can be old. So this is the first, whatever my realization and whatever I heard. This is the first basic principle, Mataji, that we have to think that first we don't know anything, and how to develop this attitude that we have to think that we don't know anything. It can come only by association. Again, we have to associate with those devotees who are actually developing, who have actually showing this signs of humility, and then looking at them slowly there will be like they say parivartan in hriday parivartan. So there will be slowly, but without our knowledge we'll able to get those kind of quality. Like every we have so many examples. We will become that person whom we associate with. So if we know someone very humble, if we associate, we will get that kind of attitude, thinking that okay, I am very low and I don't know anything, and I'm just following whatever instruction is given to me, and I am and I'm just following the spiritual master's instruction. So this is one point. There are so many other points, but when you ask this question, the only that this is the first thing which I got, Mata. So I'm just sharing with you. If Shankar Prabhu, if you want to share anything else, please you can share. Okay, Mata. I can speak only that thing. If you want to add anything, please add, Mata. Hare Krishna.
No, nothing. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Very grateful for the insight.
Thank you, Mata. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
If nobody have any questions, we'll end this class. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव के लिए शिल प्रभुपाद की जय। हरे कृष्ण। सवेता भक्तवृंद की जय।
One day I want Rishi Prabhu also to be sitting like this and giving class. What will happen soon? How will you know?